Welcome back to The Explainer. So, have you ever wondered why our bodies can seemingly just change shape overnight? I mean, you step on the scale and suddenly you're holding on to all this extra weight that literally wasn't there 48 hours ago. It's incredibly frustrating, right? Well, today, we're acting as medical detectives. We're going to break down the biological evidence behind water retention and figure out exactly what is going on beneath the surface. Think about it for a second. Have you ever woken up, looked in the mirror, and noticed your face is just unusually puffy? Or maybe you go to put on your favorite rings in the morning and they are suddenly uncomfortably tight. It's almost like your shoes shrank a whole size overnight. Look, this isn't in your head, and it's definitely not a sudden gain in body fat either. When your weight spikes that fast in such a short amount of time, it's actually a massive biological red flag. It's your body's way of saying it's dealing with an imbalance and reacting defensively.
Okay, so let's jump right into section 1. What exactly is water retention?
You see, water retention isn't just about feeling a little bloated. Biologically speaking, it's a very specific condition where your body is actively storing excess fluid right inside your tissues. Instead of just flushing that fluid out naturally through your system like it's supposed to, it gets trapped. It usually accumulates right under the skin or in those tiny little spaces between your cells. And this pooling of liquid, that is the true culprit behind why certain body parts suddenly look swollen or feel incredibly heavy to lift. It is quite literally extra water weight pulling you down. Now, these physiological changes, they leave some pretty clear physical clues for us to follow. We're talking about swollen feet, ankles, or soles, especially after a long day of being on your feet. There are those classic swollen fingers making your rings tight, and of course, that puffy face you might notice first thing in the morning. You might also get a stomach that just feels excessively full, or notice that your clothes and shoes suddenly fit way too tightly. You could even have a distinct feeling of heaviness in your legs, or stiff, uncomfortable joints. Honestly, if you're experiencing a combo of these symptoms, your body is essentially leaving a trail of breadcrumbs leading straight to water retention.
And here's one of the most fascinating, kind of interactive symptoms you can look for. It's a specific diagnostic clue called pitting edema. Actually, if you want to test this out yourself right now, you can press your finger firmly into a swollen area of your skin, maybe on your lower leg or ankle, and then release it. If your body is hoarding excess fluid in those tissues, the skin won't bounce back immediately. Instead, it's going to leave a visible dent or a pit for a few seconds before slowly filling back in. It's a really clear physical demonstration of that trapped fluid sitting right there beneath the surface. That brings us to section 2. What are the actual causes of the body hoarding water? The irony here is just wild. On one hand, excessive salt intake is a huge trigger. When you consume high amounts of sodium, your body responds by holding on to extra water just to dilute that salt and maintain a safe fluid balance. Makes sense, right? But get this, not drinking enough water triggers the exact same result. When you're dehydrated, your body literally panics. It goes into survival mode and hoards whatever water it has left as a kind of defense mechanism. So whether you're overindulging in salt or depriving yourself of water, you are triggering the exact same biological hoarding response. Beyond just salt and water, though, there are several other risk factors that can totally disrupt your fluid balance. First off, think about physical movement and gravity. Standing or sitting for way too long slows down your blood flow, which causes fluid to just pool in your legs. Along those same lines, a lack of exercise removes that natural muscle pumping action we need to push fluid back into the bloodstream. Then we've got internal triggers, things like massive hormonal shifts during PMS, pregnancy, or menopause. Add in the natural aging process, being overweight, or dealing with chronic issues involving your kidneys, heart, liver, or lymphatic systems. Throw in environmental factors like hot weather or even just reactions to certain prescription meds. And yeah, it's pretty easy to see how this delicate management system can get thrown entirely out of whack. Let's move on to section 3, the risks and health complications. You know, it's so easy to just brush off tight shoes or puffy face as a mild everyday annoyance. But untreated water retention, it escalates. If you leave it uncontrolled, the swelling is simply going to keep getting worse. As that fluid builds up, your skin gets incredibly tight and stretched out, making it super fragile and really easily injured. What started as just a slight heaviness can quickly turn into a situation where basic everyday movement becomes highly uncomfortable. And because that stretched skin is compromised and the blood flow is poor, you're facing a significantly increased risk of skin infections. So this isn't just about feeling a little bloated. It's a very real threat to your skin health and your overall mobility. All right, moving into section 4, prevention and homeopathic treatment.
The good news is there are preventative measures you can implement literally today to stop this biological hoarding right at the source. First up, obviously, reduce those high salt foods so you stop forcing your body to dilute all that sodium. Second, drink enough water. You've got to convince your body it's not in a drought so it finally stops hoarding. Third, get some regular exercise to use those muscle pumps and keep the fluids moving. Fourth, if your job requires you to sit or stand for a long time, you absolutely have to break that cycle. Shift your weight, go take a quick walk, just stretch your legs. And finally, maintaining a healthy weight and eating a balanced diet is absolutely crucial for the whole shebang. Now, for those of you exploring complementary approaches, homeopathic remedies are highly customized based on your specific symptom profile. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. For example, if you have pale, tight swelling that feels better when you apply a cold compress, that requires a completely different remedy than someone whose swelling flares up in the evening along with a bloated stomach. Whether your personal triggers are heat, hormonal changes, or just an intense craving for salty foods, you can use this matrix to match your specific bodily reactions to the right targeted remedy. It's kind of like a giant puzzle where you just need to find the right piece for your symptoms. But the most important question still remains for you. I want you to take a hard look at your daily habits, your hydration, your salt intake, your daily movement. Ask yourself, is your lifestyle the actual reason your body is desperately holding on to all this water? Understanding these biological mechanisms, well, that's just the first step. Applying this knowledge is what's actually going to bring you relief. So what small changes can you make today to help your body find its balance again? Think about it. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. And as always, keep questioning the amazing complex ways your body works. Catch you next time.